I am so honored to have the opportunity to serve as your president this next biennium. I'm going to ask you to bear with me this afternoon. I have strained my voice, I believe, trying to shout over the band last night in conversation. Before I share a few remarks with you this afternoon, I'd like to introduce you to the incoming board of directors and the elected members of the nominating committee. You know, successful organizations are not dependent on the leadership of a single person. Rather, they require a great team. And we have a team of extraordinary women. I'm excited to introduce you to your LWVUS Board of Directors and your nominating committee members. And I'm going to ask as I call your name if you'll stand and remain standing, and please hold your applause until I recognize everyone. The three elected members of the nominating committee are Chair Penny Sheeran, Tony Zimmer, and Maya Eichhorn. Your 2024-2026 Board of Directors are Vice President Sonia Irwin, Secretary Tony Monette, Treasurer Leah Edwards, and Directors Tracy Adkison, Melissa Breach, Stacy Chavis, Kimberly Hamlin, Vedna Haywood, Jada Hunter, Alexis Jude Marshall, and Brandy Slaughter. Please join me in congratulating these members on their election. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our outgoing president, Dr. Sonia Irwin. After the loss of Dr. Turner, Sonia quickly stepped into the presidency under unimaginable circumstances. Unfortunately, we never had the opportunity to celebrate the historic nature of Sonia's presidency. She is our first South Asian president. Yes. And we believe she is the first immigrant to hold this level of leadership in the league. During a difficult time, Sonia has been a model of professionalism, resilience, persistence, and grace. And I think that you saw that over the last 3 days. As a token of our appreciation, I'd like to present Sonia with a plaque. Please join me in thanking Sonia Irwin for her leadership of our league. Sonia. Let's get a picture. There you go.
Thank you.
Look over here. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Like many of you, I've chosen to dedicate much of my time to the work of the league. And I'm often asked, why this organization? So I'd like to share with you why I love the league and my vision for our future. But to understand why I'm driven or why I'm drawn to the League, I'd like to tell you first about some important women in my life. Growing up in Texas, I saw my mother face gender discrimination. But she was also a very early subscriber to Ms. Magazine, which revealed the possibilities for a more equitable world for women. I had a grandmother in Arizona who helped raise me while barely making ends meet on my grandfather's union salary as a construction worker. She taught me the power of perseverance. And so did my other grandmother in California, who, after her husband abandoned her with 3 very young children, she put herself through college to become a teacher. Despite their hardships, these women instilled in me a sense of empowerment. So I love that the League is dedicated to empowerment and believes in the potential of women to create a more perfect democracy. Before joining the League, I had the privilege of serving as president of the ACLU of North Carolina. That experience taught me the value of a nonpartisan approach to issues. The League's nonpartisan voice is needed at this time in our democracy, and I love that the League was founded on the core principle of nonpartisanship. It is what inspires trust in our work. Now, over the years, I've sought out many outlets for advocacy and activism. I wrote letters to the editor. I attended rallies. I marched. I even got arrested while protesting attacks on our reproductive rights. But I also checked out a number of organizations in the community, including my local League of Women Voters. And I discovered the League didn't just want me to stuff envelopes, though that's really important work sometimes, but the League would give me a seat at the decision-making table. My voice was valued in strategic discussions, and very few organizations give volunteers this kind of influence. So I love that the League provides grassroots volunteers with meaningful opportunities to engage in their communities. The most gratifying political advocacy experiences I have ever had were as a volunteer with the League of Women Voters. In short, why am I dedicated to this organization? Because I love that the League is empowering, that it is a trusted nonpartisan voice, and that it values the power of grassroots action. But I also believe in the League's potential and what more it could be. Our nation faces existential threats to our democracy. To meet these challenges, we must build a League that is bigger, bolder, and more powerful. So how do we grow the League? First and foremost, we embrace diversity, and continue our commitment to being a more inclusive organization. We must make sure that the League is a place where everyone feels that their contributions are valued. The League must also boldly combat threats to our democracy. We cannot defend democratic principles from the sidelines. We must be on the front lines in the fight for democracy. That means not shying away from the right fight. We can stand on our foundation of nonpartisanship while also courageously calling out authoritarianism. To do this, we build a more powerful League. We become more unified to fully leverage the potential for our grassroots to collectively act. And we build the capacity of our state leagues. Because we know that much of the fight for democracy is now and will continue to be in state governments and in local communities, right? By working in coalition with each other and with like-minded groups, we can expand our influence together. Because right now, this is not a go-it-alone moment. My vision for the future of a healthy democracy depends on a stronger League. A bigger, bolder, and more powerful League of women voters can shape the future of our democracy. A future in which all voters can easily participate in our elections. A future where women's rights are better protected by an ERA that is enshrined in the Constitution. A future where our reproductive rights are protected across the nation and in every state. And a future that includes Washington, D.C. as the 51st state. And a future in which the Electoral College is a relic of the past. I believe the League is instrumental in making these things a reality. And if you doubt that the League can pursue big goals, consider this. Our founders in 1920 fought for and secured the 19th Amendment. In the 1940s, the League of Women Voters was instrumental in the establishment of the United Nations. In the 1970s, we won an Emmy Award for our televised presidential debates. In the 1990s, we led the grassroots campaign for the passage of the National Voter Registration Act. And in 2020, Vote 411 received a Webby Award and has provided millions of voters with essential election information. An organization that can do all this is capable of big things, and voters are paying attention. In national polling, when compared to other major organizations, the League ranks #1 as the most trusted voice in politics. When the history books are written about this chapter of American democracy, the League of Women Voters will be remembered for our bold action to preserve our republic and restore trust in our elections. I believe we can build a bigger, bolder, and more powerful league because I believe in each of you. I am continually awed by the extraordinary work of League members. You are my inspiration, and I'm honored to serve as your national president. So I will simply close by thanking you for the opportunity to work with you as we empower voters and defend democracy together.